we're going to do a little quick warm-up, but remember, if you want to do a proper activation or you want to do an interlock release one first, then you can find those other videos. We'll just do a little warm-up, and we're going to do some really nice movement exercises for the spine. A little bit of core strengthening, so just shaking through the body just to limber ourselves up. Maybe a full body limber today. Okay, and take a little shoulder roll. I am moving through this very, very quickly because I'm assuming that you might go and use one of the other videos first. And then nice circling of the full arm, bringing a little spinal twist in here already. Okay, bringing the arms down, shaking through one foot into the knee. You might want to just kick it one way then the other. Just be careful that you're not twisting the knee, and if you need to hold on to anything, then just do that. I'll do that. Okay, taking it to the other side, shake, shake, shake. And into the knee. Oh, it feels so nice. Just release all those blockages, release that tension, kick it away. Okay, we'll do a nice little spinal twist. I think it's one of the best movements for the back. I just love it. Just release. So you're not forcing anything, you're just allowing your arms to swing round. You can dip a little bit through the knees if you want to, as you come through centre. And then you can take the back heel up and take your twist a little bit further, like a full body movement. And back to centre. Let's give yourself a little freestyle movement for a minute. And then let's first of all stand in our mountain pose, because this is just one of the best things that you can be taught, I think. Makes you think about how you're standing throughout the day. So feet hip width apart. You can check this by closing one eye, making a fist and seeing if it fits between the feet. Okay, so feet nice and open. Equal pressure around all sides of the feet. Really soft bend through the knee, and then thinking about those hips being level, thinking about the bowl of water. So you don't want your bottom to be sticking out. You don't want to be slouched forward, and you don't want them going to the side. So you draw the hips underneath the heart, drawing the shoulders back and down. And if your posture isn't used to standing like this, it might be uncomfortable. So it's about retraining, taking that time to just focus on it. Chest lifted, got your nice normal curves of the back. You should have a gentle curve in the lower back. And then a little curve coming out here, and then comes in slightly again for the neck. Okay, so from here, let's just do a couple of side bends first. So breathing in, I'm going to take my left hand up overhead, and I want my thumb to be pointing behind me, my little finger pointing forwards. So that if you turn it the other way for a minute and then twist, so your thumb points behind, little finger forward, you feel it kind of plugs into the socket. And then let's take a gentle side bend over. So trying to bend from the waist. Try not to stick your hips out, keeping the hips nice and level. Breathe in and feel the expansion through the ribs. Breathe out, come back to standing, take it to the other side. So taking the right arm overhead, plug it in, plug the ball into the socket. So your thumb is pointing behind, little finger pointing forwards, and then taking a side bend from the waist. Again, feeling this side of the body opening out. Breathe in, feel the ribs open, breathe out, come back to centre. Okay, so we're going to come down onto the mat and we're going to work through cat. We're going to do a really gentle dog. We're going to look at Sphinx. Okay, so coming back onto the floor. So what you need to think about here is whether you are comfortable on all fours. You might need something to support your knees a little bit. If you've got sore knees, you can kneel on a blanket. Likewise, you can put a blanket underneath your hands if you've got sore wrists, or come onto your knuckles. Okay, so from here, making sure the hips over the knees, shoulders over the wrists. I'm going to imagine that we've got some lovely shiny headlights coming out of our bottom, and we're going to, first of all, tilt them so that they point towards the ground, and then feel that wave move up through the spine and lower the head. Breathe in, lift your headlights, and then allow that movement to continue up the spine, slowly lifting the head so that it's in line with the spine. And it's not so much a big sink of the tummy, it's an extension. So you're extending the spine, and the head, the neck is staying in line. Lower your headlights and allow spine to round. Head drops down. And then lift those headlights and feel that wave move up, extend through the spine. So with the breath, as you breathe out, lower the headlights. And with your in-breath, you lift the headlights. So just working through this in your own time. Out-breath as you arch. In-breath as you inhale. And then come back to a neutral position. You might just want to come back onto your knees for a minute and just rotate through the wrists. Ooh, there we go. And then come back onto all fours. And the first thing we're going to do is going to take the right arm and take it out to the side, and then thread it underneath the body, underneath the left arm. And it might be that you just want to have a gentle twist here, just taking the back of the hand down onto the ground, and you'll feel a twist and stretch down the right side of the body. If you can, you might want to lower all the way down so the right side of your head comes down to the ground. The right arm is lying along the ground. Your left hand is still pressing onto the floor. And you can rest here and just breathe for a couple of moments. And then on your next in-breath, pressing into the left hand, bring yourself back onto all fours. And we'll do the same on the other side. So remember, you can hold it higher up if you don't want to twist as far. Take the left hand out and then thread it underneath the right arm. And it might be that you just want to stay here, just feeling a gentle twist, gentle stretch. Or if you can, you might want to take the whole of the left arm down to the ground, and the left side of the head rests on the ground. Just breathe. And then pressing into the right hand, come back up onto all fours. Lovely. We're just going to do a little bit of core work here. So we can take the right leg back behind us. So what we want to make sure here is that as we take an in-breath, we might feel our tummy rise, and then as you breathe out, draw the belly button in towards the spine, and the lower back ever so slightly flattens, and then you want to keep that stability there. So keep that belly button drawn in, but breathe normally. So you're keeping that stable corset around the spine. And then we're going to take the right foot back, but we're going to keep the hips level. So as we move the leg, what we don't want to happen is that the body twists or it sinks down to one side. So we're going to keep the body completely stable. So be aware of your own body and see how far you can take this. It might be that you just slightly move the knee. It might be that you can take the toe right behind you. It might be that you can lift that leg. If that feels okay, you might be able to take the opposite arm, the left arm, out in front of you. Core engaged, feeling strong, feeling stable, and then lower back down. So make sure that you're in position. Core engaged, take the left foot back. It might be that you just hold here for a moment, or as I said before, you might lift the back leg. If you can lift the back leg, you might want to take the right arm out. So whichever level you are at, just alternate side to side. Breathe in as you take the arm and the leg out, or just the leg. Breathe out as you lower back down. Keeping the body still, keeping the body strong. The only things moving are your limbs. So it may look like this. Focus on your core, draw the belly button in towards the spine. Any nipping at all in the lower back, and just come back down, bring the hips onto the bottom and just stretch out for a moment. Okay, so doing a couple more on each side. And then we're going to come back into a child's pose. So child's pose looks like this. And it might be that that's not for you. You might not like that. You might not be able to bring your head down to the ground, so you can use a cushion. This is a yoga block, so you could use any kind of box or a book or something, or just nicer probably to use a cushion. You can rest your head and keep your bottom up. It might be that you feel more comfortable with your bottom in the air and you can bring your head to the ground. So just however you feel comfy. If you can, taking the hips back over the feet, and you can also widen the knees and let your body sink down in the middle. So again, you might want a block for your head. So just breathing here and just be aware of the breath going into the back of the body as you breathe in. Feel the ribs opening out. And as you breathe out, just release any tension. Just let go of any stress. Okay, bringing yourself back up. Just going to show you a downward dog. It might be that it's not for you. Your option, I'll show you the option in a minute. So hands and knees, curl the toes. And how you do this is you very slowly lift the knees and then come back, push into the hands and draw the tummy back towards the thighs. And just feel the hips lifting. And it might be that you want to keep your legs really bent here because hamstrings can get in the way. So see, the aim here is to get the spine really long. So you can wiggle your bottom, wag your tail and feel the spine lengthening. And then if you can start to pedal through the legs, stretching through the hamstrings. If that doesn't feel right, just keep the knees nice and bent. Or if you've got very flexible hamstrings, you might be able to straighten both legs whilst keeping that length through the spine. If you straighten your legs and your back curves like this, then you've lost the point of the posture. So keep the knees bent and straighten the back. Lovely. If that's not for you, you can lower the knees down. If you don't like that at all, or that is too difficult, you can hold on to a surface or the back of the chair, and you can see you can get the same position like this. And there's not as much pressure through the wrists, not as much pressure through the shoulders, but you're still getting that lovely length through the spine. Okay, and then walk the body up. Roll your shoulders. Let's come down onto our tummies. And we'll just look at a Sphinx. So when you're on your tummy, you want to take the thumbs so that they're in line with the eyes. And then you want to try and make sure that the bottom and the legs are relaxed. And you're going to feel a wave move from the base of the spine, moving up the spine, switching on the muscles. So just lifting as far as you can using the back muscles in the back. when you can't lift any further, then take your weight into your hands and draw the elbows underneath the shoulders. And while you're here, you want to draw the shoulders back. So almost like you're pulling the hands back towards you, and you'll feel your chest starts to move forward. Your shoulder blades move down the back. And you should feel it. You should feel the muscles in the back having to work here. Make sure your bottom's not squeezing, holding on for dear life. Relax the lower body. And you should have no nipping at all in your lower back. If you do have any nipping whatsoever, take your hands slightly further forward and just take the opening even further into the upper body. It might be that if your upper body's not opening, then it's trying to lift too much from your lower back instead, which it shouldn't be doing. It should all be coming from this thoracic region, your upper body opening out. And then here, as you breathe out, take a turn the head to the left, back to centre and over to the right. So keeping your neck in line with your spine. It shouldn't be a floppy pose this, you should feel the muscles in the back having to engage. Turn the head from side to side. And then bringing the head back to centre, press into the palms, release the elbows and roll back down. And we'll just do some gentle strengtheners here. So it might be, you can just bring your forehead to the ground. You might want a cushion or a pillow or something if it's really uncomfortable for you to do that. Or you can rest your chin on the ground. Just going to try to lift one arm slightly from the ground and lower it down. Then the other arm and lower down. Just alternating. Do one more on each side. And then we'll do the same with the legs. So engaging the core, making sure that the pelvis is level. Try not to tip from side to side. Just using the glute muscles, using your bottom. Stretching away with your toes. If you're pointing your toe away from you, lifting the foot up. And then lower down. Do the same on the other side. Strengthening those muscles in the back. And then continue to do that with the legs, and if you think you can, begin to lift the opposite arm. You can hold for a couple of seconds at the top. Feel the strength through the back. Just do a couple more on each side, and then bring the hands back by the sides of the ribs. Press up onto all fours and come back into your child's pose, wherever that may be. So just stretching the back out. If you can, take the hips back down to the feet. And take a few deep breaths. You might want to bring the arms down by the side of the body. You can just roll the forehead, turning the head from side to side. And relax. When you're ready, just rolling up through the spine to a seated position. Bring the hands together. Namaste.